Welcome. Greetings and salutations. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Incredidrome Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Ray. How are you doing? How was your day? Hopefully your day is going well. My day is going phenomenal, other than the fact that I am feeling so much stress and anxiety over following this Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. Honestly, okay, here's the thing. I may potentially have a bit of a bias when it comes to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case because, I love Johnny Depp, right? Who doesn't love Johnny Depp? We all love Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp has been somebody that's been in our homes. Honestly, the first horror movie that I ever saw as a child was A Nightmare on Elm Street. So Johnny Depp's first movie is literally the first movie of the horror genre I'd ever seen as a kid. I was probably like maybe 5 or something like that. This is the first time I ever watched a horror movie. Johnny Depp. Well, there you go. There's my connection. So, I might be a little biased when I'm talking about just a little bit. I'll try to be on my best behavior and to be on my P's and Q's. But it's impossible for me to promise that. But anyway, we got a big show. And by we, I mean me. I have a big show. I got a lot of things I want to talk about. Obviously Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. So allegedly Amber Heard chopped off Johnny Depp's finger or part thereof. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I'm going to be combing through a few TikToks from TikToker Danny Delolio, Spirit of Danny. So it's what Delolio D on TikTok. She is someone who's actually been in the audience. I say I guess because it's kind of like spectatorship, the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. It's like, you technically can go and be in the courtroom if you wanted. It's open to the public. So Danny Delolio, I'm so sorry. I'm not making fun of your name. I swear I'm not. I'm just horrible with pronouncing names. Danny Delolio, I think she used to be a prosecutor or something, or she's someone of legal merit. And she's actually covering the Johnny Depp case on TikTok. So we're going to comb through her videos and kind of get a little refresher there. We're also going to talk about Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast apparently have lost sponsors on the last episode. I have a reaction from Papa Gut. For those of you that don't know Papa Gut is a YouTube commentary channel also. And I saw earlier that he had posted his video responding to that situation. I was already going to talk about the whole sponsorship thing, but since I saw that Papa Gut put a video out, I was like, you know what? Actually, I think I should react to his video because honestly, Papa Gut, he's somebody that's not for everybody, right? He's like an acquired taste is probably the best way that I can describe him. Papa God is somebody that is very opinionated, but the thing about it is that he has like a very strong, like masculine, like dominant presence, right? Like at least that's what I get when I watch his videos. He's very masculine. He's very like, he's very manly, and I bet you his woman loves it because shit, I'd love it too. No hate here, trust me. But Pop God's he's a gentleman of a very masculine persuasion, right? And he has a really interesting way, in my opinion, of viewing scenarios and ideologies, and he really works through a thought process well. I've watched a lot of videos of his, and pretty much enough to respect the fact that I think that I can watch his video and of this situation and really get like a raw, honest opinion on what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? You get the point. You get the point. Let me see what else we have. But before we get into all that, I want to let me just get you 1 second. Sorry, one-man show, guys. One-man show. We are going to start off something a little enjoyable, something a little funny, okay? Before we get into the depth of it all.
Ordering pizza is Ariana.
Thank you for calling Papa John's Pickup or Delivery.
Hi, it's Ariana Grande, and I'll have an 8-piece chicken wing.
Okay, do you want pizza too?
No, baby.
Okay, so just the wings.
I wonder if just me watching this, like her imitating Ariana Grande, would get the video copyright claimed by Ariana Grande or her record label. Like, is it because, like, if her voice sounds that good, like, will it trigger a copyright? Just a thought.
Wait, is this really Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
She's so stupid. Like, what are you, Michael Jackson? The funny thing is Ariana Grande literally sounds like that.
Wait, no, seriously, I'm like your biggest fan.
Oh my God, thank you. No.
Oh my God, thank you. Oh fuck, I missed it. Oh my God, thank you. No. Hold on.
Biggest fan.
Oh my.
Wait, no, seriously, I'm like your biggest fan.
Oh my God, thank you. No.
Okay, so the first time that I watched this, I fucking died. I literally fucking died. But now in watching it like a second time, watching it back, I'm like, I wonder if this is like one of those situations where it's like, you know, there's like those Facebook pages that are kind of like still floating around right now where it's like they're still staging pranks and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't even understand why they do this. Like Justin Flom or Adley, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with those names. Their social media. Like Justin Flom was somebody who was on, it's like America's Got Talent or something. He does like, you know, like internet foolery. Like he's a magician or something. Their Facebook pages are just like all very over choreographed skits. And they're supposed to be, you know, it's like, oh, shocking. Like, but the thing is, it's like there's so many people that believe it. That's the thing that, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up really quick. Was it Justin Flom? Here's Justin Flom. Justin Flom. She was not amused.
Anna, card trick. Look at this. Come here. It's a special deck of cards. There's these like little fairies on them.
Oh.
Right here, I'll square it up right here.
Let me see.
Yeah, square it up. Look at the fairies on the back. It's this. It doesn't
they're
really.
cute.
Yeah,
They're,
yeah.
like,
Put
coming out
it
of
on
a
the very
little
edge of the table. Yeah. Put it
Okay.
on the very edge.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. Let me
Okay.
see. Okay. And now lift up that green table. Go.
Just lift this up?
Yeah, lift that up.
Okay.
Slowly.
That's not funny.
It is funny. It is funny.
I'm so stupid. I literally, oh my God, I can't believe
Here, I'll square it up right here.
I can't believe how stupid I am. I literally didn't even see that till the end. So for those of you that are familiar with the show, The Circle, I have Matt Papadilla, his TikTok page here, who's actually fucking popping. Dude is popping. You know what? I hate to be one of those guys. Okay? But I'm definitely that one person that was just like, I was there before it was cool. I know it was really with the people that were watching the show, the fans, but still, I'm an individual. I live in my own bubble and nobody else exists. But I liked Matt. I literally looked him up and followed all of his social medias back when he was under 10,000, when he was under 10K. I was literally all over his shit commenting, "Man, I love you. Oh my God, you're so funny. Oh, you're so beautiful. Your armpits are so hairy. Matt, I love you, Matt." You know, back around the time when like maybe he could see my comment because there wasn't that many people that were engaging with his stuff, but he got very popular very quickly. And him and another one here, as you can see, Daniel, also from the same season as Matt of The Circle, they became very popular very quickly. But I came across this video of them earlier today. I thought it was really cute, and I wanted to play it here.
Guys, this little Daniel,
Yes.
meat is made of muscle.
True statement.
So like a chicken leg.
Daniel's like, no, Daniel's about to get schooled. First of all, you can't argue this topic with Matt. Like, Matt literally owns his own gym and is a personal trainer and looks like an absolute god.
Right? Like if you were eating a chicken leg, nom, that part of the chicken leg.
That's exactly what I sound like when I eat chicken. It's fair. It's a fair statement.
I need the voice. Why did I need that? Why was that added?
Dude, Matt could read the fucking dictionary and I'd literally, I'd be all over it. I'd be like, you read that dictionary, Daddy Matt. You read that dictionary. I don't know what the hell that sounds like.
Okay.
The part of the chicken leg they're eating is like if you were to pick up my leg like this, that would be the big part.
No, you... Matt, you must... Matt. If we're going to be friends, Matt, you have to learn that you can never show your legs in my presence. You can never, ever in life, if we're going to be friends, Matt, wear shorts around me, because trust and believe I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be looking. And if you're going to be like slapping your fucking thick ass thighs like that around me, boy, we got... Boy, let's get ready to rumble. That's all I'm going to say.
If you were to pick up my leg like this, that would be the big part that you're biting into, the muscle.
It's true. I can't believe that this is a revelation to Daniel. That's what's super shocking and really leads me to be very appreciative of the fact that Matt actually posted this video, because I'm like, what? It's shocking. The fact that Daniel doesn't understand this is shocking. It is shocking, but I mean, it's hilarious.
No, baby. And that's the thing.
It's the no baby for me. No baby. He's like, no baby. Oh, fuck you, Matt. You're so gorgeous. Ugh.
And what do you have to do with chicken sometimes before you cook it? Cut off the fat. What do you have to do with steak before you cook it sometimes? Cut off the fat. Or if you don't cut it off.
There. Wow, he's starting to get it. All right, Daniel. We're coming onto the dark side, Daniel.
What do you see?
Muscle? I'm eating muscle?
When you eat steak,
Yes.
you're eating.
I'm now...
Yes, baby. You're eating muscle, baby. Like, the whole point is like, having like a well-rounded diet is like staying away from a majority of the fat, Daniel. So yes, you're eating the muscle. Yes, baby. I am Matt. We are all Matt in this moment. I am Matt. We are Matt.
Okay, guys, this...
It is so funny. I'm sorry. I just had to fucking show that. It is literally so funny. Let me see. What do I have next? All right, so now I'm going to get into the Ethan Klein losing his sponsor stuff. So again, as I was saying earlier, Papa Gut is somebody that I do follow on YouTube, and I do watch a lot of his stuff.
This is a real...
Papa Gut really, really, really has some pretty good insights, I believe, on a lot of topics that circulate the YouTube and social media sphere in general. So I saw that he posted a video and I was like, oh, it's only 7 minutes and 38 seconds. Okay, we could totally react to that within the podcast itself. And I don't have to do like a whole separate like reaction video for it or anything. So, all right. So Papa Gut, here he is. Handsome, dapper looking lad. Fellow beard fellow. Love you, sir. All right. Ethan Klein loses his sponsors.
Finally, right? All right, guys. Listen, I came across this. We got Rich Lex here. Wow, Ethan Klein has lost all his sponsors.
Yes,
what
I
are your
also watch
thoughts
Rich Lex.
on this? Leave your comments down below for a hot topic video. Let's watch this again. Okay, relax.
As being a YouTuber as you are, sir, post your comments down below. Engage with the fellow besties down there. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you like what it is that I'm bringing on over.
Ethan, you're talking too much.
Sponsors, because
I have a tendency to talk too much, and you will learn that about me if you don't already know. If you haven't watched, the 30 plus videos that I already have existing on this channel.
we have no sponsors because
damn.
I am an existential threat to.
I watched this video live, by the way. I watched the episode live as it was happening. I'll give my thoughts later on it, but I was just as shocked. I think everybody, that watches the show, they were just kind of like, whoa, this is kind of like a, let's just get right into it. So this episode is sponsored by nobody because apparently I pissed a lot of people off and they went after my sponsors and now my bag is getting affected. So
gay rights and all progress. So
yeah, true.
I do listen. I can already see. I mean, I guess I had an idea of like how Papa Gut would feel about it because I know how my stance on it at this point. But I can understand how this way of opening the show was gonna piss some other people off. But again, it's a comedy podcast, and I laughed. As a gay man, I thought it was funny. I was not offended by the way he opened this episode at all. I thought it was hilarious.
Of course, our wonderful fans have taken upon themselves to write all of our sponsors, and to have them not sponsor or not to support us. I'll just say this. I'm very thankful to our members because...
Well, I think you make a lot of money with just a pod. Like, you don't need the sponsors financially to succeed. I will say that. I'm gonna get into it after, but like, the members too. So yeah,
it makes this show kind of bulletproof to stuff like this. It's just painful that people would do that. There it is. And the other thing is like you expect a little more of the sponsors in a way, but I get it. There is, it's just transactional for them. But I feel like I
mean, that's the thing. It's just like at the end of the day, it's like it is very transactional. They're kind of like leeches in that way, where it's good that they come along because you can kind of like bleed them out a little bit as much as they're bleeding you out for your viewership. You're just drawing eyes and attention onto their product, but they're paying you to do so, and you're able to cut that 5% around the podcast however you want. I can hire that new person. I could finally hire that producer that Trisha wanted months ago. But have them for our own. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, obviously, it's like it's a huge chunk of scratch that he's essentially now missing out on, which it sucks. And the moment itself on the podcast, it shouldn't have gone as far as it did. But the fact of the matter is it did. And this is the end result of it. Do I think that it's fair? Quite frankly, I don't. I really don't think it's fair, actually. I don't. I think he apologized. I think he addressed it. Whether or not you felt he was genuine, you have to just approach things from the standpoint of just, hey, time will tell. That's what I believe. I believe that there is no one person on this planet that is void of coming back from a shitty moment. I believe everybody can change. Whether or not you want to or will is left for discussion. But I believe that everybody at least has a small speck of capacity to be able to change. Whether or not they will, obviously left up to mystery.
I put so much into the our good partners, and it's kind of crazy when they just drop you like a bag of dirt one over some.
All right, so there's obviously a lot here. The first thing I will say is that, like, when it comes to Ethan's take, I've talked about it really quick, though. Like, you know, what he said about bottoms or whatever, I don't think it's a big issue. It's the way that he reacted to people reacting to him. He probably should have just been like, who cares?
Agreed, 100%. I agree with that 100%. And that was literally the conversation that I was engaging in on Twitter with a couple people, you know, because that's fucking healthy. But literally, it's just like, dude, it's not about the whole bottom thing, because the whole thing is like they were shitting on James Charles, and James Charles should be shat on quite literally every day moving on forward, simply because of the fact that allegedly he's a, you know, he's, I don't even want to say it. It's disgusting, but he's, you know what he is, you know what the internet is saying. So he deserves to have the criticism that comes his way based on the allegations, even though we kind of already know what the deal is. But anyway, it's really more about how they reacted to the reaction. You know, their feelings got hurt because other peelings. Oh, my Pinky Patel on TikTok. Other peelings. I did not mean that. That sounds so horrible. Oh my God. So this is a situation where feelings were hurt by feelings. Okay. Everybody got their feelings hurt, and this is the end result of it. Whether or not it was warranted, again, left up to debate. But since this is my channel, I'm saying that I agree with Papa God, and I don't think that it's justified.
But he was being kind of mean. He was pushing that one guy a lot. I think a gay person called in, and then he was like, "Oh, well, are you a power bottom? Do you like that?" It was inappropriate. It was like shitty. It was a shitty thing that he did.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't be doing that.
Right. No,
I also think that the sponsors dropping him is an incredible disproportionate response. It's crazy.
100%.
But also, you know, Ethan did call for, you know, Keemstar to lose his sponsors. I think Keemstar lost his. I think Keemstar is a shittier, you know, definitely than Ethan.
True.
There's things criticized.
Keemstar is shittier. He's like the shittiest, but like Keemstar is worse than people like Tan Mom. Okay, Keemstar is worse than like Snooki at her worst, and Snooki was pretty bad when she was, you know, down bad. Like now she's a mom and she's mature and she got new teeth and stuff. So it's like everything. She's on the up and up. But Keemstar just seems to kind of like stay, like he loves to stay riding the low ground, because apparently he likes being stepped on for the piece of dirt that he is.
Both of them, but you know, I think Moist Critical made a video. He's like, you know, you're going down, it's like a slippery slope. And then it happened to him. So like you could pretty much what you did to Keemstar did happen to you. Obviously. So, you know, that's kind of the way the internet works, man, at this point. And I would say that there's a level of you cultivated this audience, man. You listen, I don't think you're 100% responsible for your audience, but you know, you kind of cultivated an audience. You tend to try to cater to the people that are very like cancel culture-y. And you know, I know what the cancel culture people are on like both sides. It's not just like conservatives or progressives, but I would say that progressives tend to have a bit more cancel culture power when it comes to a lot of things.
Yeah, because they have more influence on, you know, media and culture itself.
You know, there's a bigger representation of like, you know, the cancely leftists and the cancely rightists, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And you kind of cater to that group, and you invite them into.
It's the annoying world that we live in, where it's just like everybody's against everybody. We can't just fucking have a conversation. We can't just disagree agreeably. You know, everything just has to be like all fucking dagger driven and like cancel everybody. And we will not stop until you die. It's just like, what do you guys expect? You know, that's the thing. Like, I agree that we should always hold people accountable for their poor actions. But at the end of the day, the moment has passed, the moment continues to pass, the person has apologized and whatever. At what point do we reach a point where we're just like, okay, I get, there's nothing else to be said if no new developments have occurred. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people just like want you to live in torment for things that you do or say. And the thing of it is that like each and every one of us has said and will say in the future something that we regret. But the difference is that a lot of people, the majority of people, you're saying it to like a friend or an acquaintance or just some random person you're having a conversation with. So you don't have a humongous audience of people watching to judge and to share with other people to grow that reaction, right? If I'm having an argument, a real nasty argument with, like a boyfriend or something, and, I say, oh, I want you to die. Fuck you and your family. Like, throw that cat out the window. Like we're just having that conversation. I'm just so mad and I'm saying some crazy shit. We're all just saying crazy shit back and forth to each other, right? The difference is I'm having that conversation, that argument with that one person, and I don't have, 3 million people there to tell me that I'm wrong for saying that. It's good to obviously have, not saying that you shouldn't, but it's good to obviously have smarter voices around you, voices of reason that can be able to talk you out of certain situations like that, right? Prevent you from saying the harmful things that in the moment you may want to say, but in reality, that you shouldn't be saying it. So in this case, this is a situation where, again, Ethan and Hila have a company where they do 3 podcasts a week, and they're all comedy podcasts. And, sometimes your humor gets away from you and shit is said. It's what you do moving forward, honestly, that should be what people judge you most on. And I think so far, he's done what he's needed to do. He doesn't need to bleed for you as an audience member. You know what I mean? It's just like, at what point is it like, okay, well, let's bitch about something else. You know what I mean? It's just, the culture is so weird. The culture is so weird. The internet is so weird. This is all the internet's fault, but I mean, I love the internet, but damn, like, I just personally, me, obviously somebody who's, exploring and venturing into getting into the talk commentary space and stuff and starting a channel and, figuring out branding and things like that. Seeing shit like this just freaks me out. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I want to get into commentary and just kind of just creating a space of conversation. But at what point does the conversation come back on you in a negative light? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not to say that, because here's the thing. I'll just say this and then I'll move on, because I can really I can go on far long tangents, and I have a lot of shit that I have to get through on this fucking episode. So I'll just say that my purpose and my intention with having a YouTube channel is that I just want to be able to have somewhere to speak honestly and create engagement, find new friends, and have fun times. Watch some stupid videos, have some weird conversations. Like, that's literally all I want. And I'm sure that every YouTuber that jumps into the space, or any person that jumps into the social media space and gives themselves in this way, I feel like we all start with the same intention for fun. And then, it could get away from you and become more of a product and whatever comes with that. Anyway, that's a conversation for a whole other time. But the point is that I just want to lead with honesty, and I can't deny that this shit freaks me out. Shit like this freaks me out.
Your thing, which is totally fine. And then they bitch and moan about everything. That's what they fucking do. They, not all leftists, but these particular types of leftists, they just bitch and moan about every fucking thing that's going on. And you responded to it. You took the bait, and then they got upset, and then they started emailing sponsors, and then you lost your sponsors. And it's like, yeah, I think it's shitty. I think overall it's not good. I know a lot of people are like, see, you this is good. Like, you suck a dick, Ethan. But at the end of the day, it's not good.
And the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of people that are like that. And the majority of them are on fucking Twitter. I don't know what it is about Twitter and why it's cultivated like such a nasty group of like it's like a gross subsection of the internet. I don't know. I don't think Elon Musk is coming in and making it any better. Let's just be honest.
It's kind of bad. It's a bad thing for anybody who has sponsors, but because you could potentially lose them. It is shitty from like the sponsor's perspective because he probably did generate a lot for them and then they dropped him.
Of course.
And it probably wouldn't have mattered, but it probably just felt like the more virtuous way to go.
It sucks on both sides. It sucks on both sides because both parties benefited very well. And now they're not, I mean, maybe it'll be temporary. Maybe it was just like, for that episode. I don't know. They're live right now. So for all I know, the episode that they're recording right now, could be sponsored. I have no idea. I haven't checked in, but either way, yeah, two entities that were strongly benefiting from each other are no longer going to benefit from each other. And it sucks. It sucks for them. I mean, I don't give a shit because it has nothing to do with me. But the part of it that I do, again, cringe at is the fact that it's like, well, if anything ever happens here in this space and I ever, imagine myself at that level, that's a scenario that you face. And it's terrifying. It's a little scary. Just a skosh.
But at the end of the day, man, like, I mean, you're fortunate that you don't need the sponsorships. That's the fortunate part of it. But I would say try not to lean into that because not for nothing, like there will be new sponsors probably. Yeah, people who will want to be opportunists, of course. But
oh yeah, of course.
My thing is like, bro, not
that's
for
what I'm saying.
But
like
you kind of
the episode that could be literally recording now could literally have a sponsor.
Did something similar to Jordan Peterson. You were never his sponsor, but like what, you removed all the videos because he had a take that you didn't understand about, I think it was conversion therapy. He was made a point about how Justin Trudeau was morally grandstanding on the conversion therapy, and you're like, oh, so you like conversion therapy? I'm dropping you. I'm going to remove all my stuff, and I'm just going to stop contacting you. It's like you effectively cut your ties with him in the same way that, and that was over a misconception because his point, whether you agree with Jordan Peterson or not, his point was, it's a kind of like a. Not everybody who goes into a therapist potentially over their gender identity is somebody that has gender dysphoria. And so apparently the wordage didn't even let you suggest that they didn't have like a gender identity disorder or gender dysphoria. I think that's the correct term. And so like you might be giving a diagnosis to somebody who misdiagnosis to somebody, or you might prevent them from getting the treatment that they may need. And that was his point. And you kind of dropped him over a misconception, and now the sponsors are dropping you over a misconception. And it is like, what comes around goes around,
I mean, what he's saying is it's fair. It's very fair. I obviously we don't know one way or the other, but I think Papa Gut's assessment of this situation is very fair.
So at the end of the day, man, Ethan's getting hit pretty hard here, and I think that it sucks. But not that you deserve it, but I think that it's probably good for you to feel a little bit of a taste of like your own type of medicine. And Jordan Peterson did call.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I disagree with that statement, but I just I would have worded it differently, I guess. It's like a harsh truth, it's just like a harsh truth where it's just like this moment for Ethan, again, like I said, probably needed to happen so he can figure out how to better operate the space. But then again, who knows? Who really knows? That it's all fucking speculation.
Yeah, you could have sat down and invited Jordan to have a conversation because you have a big platform. Like you could have been the guy. That would
he should invite Jordan Peterson on to Leftovers with him and Hassan. Period. Yeah, and if Jordan Peterson really has, this grandstanding take to overtake these leftist punks, then let them do it on their show. I guess
chat with people about different things, like, hey, what do you mean by this, and blah 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 blah. So, at the end of the day, all that's really happening is every single time Ethan takes another hit, it's just opening up an opportunity for me to go on the show and talk to Ethan, which will just platform my career.
You know what? Honestly, like, not for nothing, but I think that Ethan really should have somebody like Papa Gut. I mean, obviously, Papa Gut specifically, I mean, I would totally watch. I mean, I watch the show anyway, but I mean, it would be pretty awesome to see them come together and have a conversation, because I think Papa Gut could really listen. Just a thought, but Papa Gut, Ethan Klein, something like Frenemies, but more intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like Leftovers with him and Hassan. Like it's funny. It has its moments and things, and nothing could compare to Frenemies. But I think maybe Papa Gut can talk some sense into Ethan, and I'd be excited to watch that on a weekly basis, to be quite honest.
That's what's gonna happen. Ethan's success is gonna come down, and mine's gonna go up at the same time until a point where he'll finally have me on. But mine will never get to his,
I mean, his thought process on it is a little different than mine, but okay, still valid.
It'll be like here,
I'm over here looking at it from like a humorous aspect, like, oh, they'd have a lot of great conversations, and he's just like, well, his fame is dropping, so he's reaching more my level.
Let's do a diagram. Here's my success right now. So we're gonna do like a success tree.
Of course, here he goes to another diagram. Cheese.
It's a success tree.
Papa
right here, right? So this is the success tree. Fuck. Boom. Right, so here's 10%. This is Papa Gut's success, right? And obviously, Ethan
for a second, I'm like, you playing Hangman? What's happening?
That's whether you like him or not is here. So this is what'll happen. Every day something happens and Ethan slowly goes downwards, and every day I slowly go upwards, much slower. It's like a very slow.
What is happening?
But
who the hell just fucking called me? Rude. Spam caller just totally interrupted my show. I'm fucking nervous. Some people fucking nervous. Should I answer and bitch that wanna fuck around? Fucking nerve.
I'm at maybe I'll get to 11%, and Ethan will get down to 90%, and he'll be like, oh, I'll talk to this guy finally, or something like that. But all jokes aside. Yeah, man. A little bit of teacher of medicine. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously he didn't really go in depth about it, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's the conversation of the moment, but there's only so much you could say. I mean, what really can be said that hasn't been said before? All right. So on to the meat and potatoes this episode. We've got this whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard situation. Okay. It is a very intense situationship. I have been watching every hour on the hour of the trial. I watched all 4 days last week. I watched yesterday, and today's I've only seen the first half. I will go back after I'm done recording this and finish the back half, but I did see that today we had this situation come out. Let me pull that up for you here. Just today, as I was putting together the notes for this, came an article. Johnny Depp accuses Amber Heard of severing his fingertip. It looked like Vesuvius, which I have no idea what it is, but it sounds disgusting. But before we get to that, I figured the best way to kind of summarize it, like very quickly, was to go to Danny's TikTok, because again, as I said earlier, Danny is actually, she's been in the courtroom every single day since this has began. So I was like, you know what? She's got some pretty good takes. She's obviously on Johnny Depp's side, so there's a bit of a bias there, but she's fair in the way that she also reports on the positive aspects of Amber's side of the case as she can. But obviously we all know who she's rooting for, because same here.
I was in the courthouse.
So this was the first one that she did, the very first day. So here we go.
I was in the courthouse with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard today during the first official day of their trial. Johnny is suing Amber for defamation, his ex-wife, and I just want to give you some of my thoughts on it. I'm currently exhausted, so if I misspeak, I'm very sorry, but let's get to it. We went through the opening statements today. Of course, Johnny's team started, but then we got to Amber's team, and that was very interesting for several reasons. Her team brought up one of her friends. His name is I.O. Tell It Right. One of her lawyers alleged that I.O. saw the swelling because he knew her, like the swelling on her face from injuries, which is interesting to me, because why would it matter if he knew her or not? If she was beaten as badly as she says that Johnny Depp was beating her, then that swelling would be apparent to all of us. This is a nitpicky thing, but her lawyer also misspoke and said that Johnny's tattoo was Wine Forever. It's Wino Forever, but that's nitpicking. They also introduced a brand new allegation of SA.
It's like, if you guys are getting paid to trash the man, at least do it correctly. Thank you.
Between the couple. It's just interesting because this is always an evolving story with Amber. Something new is added every single time. We also got to hear from Johnny Depp's sister, Christy Dombrowski, who's also been kind of his personal manager throughout his career. She gave testimony about booking hotel reservations for the couple when they would have to travel, saying that as the couple's relationship went on, she learned that she had to book an additional room for her brother when they would travel, so that he would have a place to hide from his wife. They also took up 20 minutes of our lives asking her about this.
I will say, so far since watching the trial, my two favorite people that have taken the stand have been Johnny Depp's sister and his friend, who's a painter, Isaac. I forgot what his last name was. Both of their testimonies really felt honest. I mean, and I get it that it's like, you know, they're from Johnny's side, so they're obviously testifying in his favor, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that everything that they said felt like it was coming from a very honest and truthful place. And specifically in Isaac's testimony, there was a moment towards the end where the counsel, or, you know, one of the lawyers that was actually, you know, leading his questions, or his questioning, I should say, his deposition, brought him to a place that he ended up getting very emotional and really, really, really spoke from the heart. And I imagine that, you know, that's one of the points that she's going to cover, obviously, in a later video. So I'll let her get to that point, and then I'll, you know, kind of reintroduce my idea about it. But I'll just say that it'll be interesting to see Amber's side of the trial, to see who they decide to bring forward, how Johnny's side, like how his team approaches addressing her witnesses' testimonies and things like that, like just to see the opposite side of the coin, because obviously from here, you know, you're more sympathetic to, well, depending on what you're thinking of it is, but, you know, I tend to be more sympathetic with Johnny, obviously, because of knowing him, right? There's that. I'm not going to deny that bias, you know, like I said, I've known him my whole fucking life without really knowing him. And to top it off, he actually looks like my dad. My dad passed away when I was 9 years old, and Johnny Depp, like in the face, when his, like yesterday and today, when he has his hair all the way pulled back, I really see my father in his face. You know what? Now that I say that, you know what? Let me get a picture real quick. Hold on. Tell me. Damn it. Damn it. Tell me that doesn't look like Johnny Depp. Wait, there's me, my mom, and my dad. Tell me. When I was looking at him in court, I was like, my mom she was like eating breakfast. She was getting ready to go to work. And I was really looking at him. And I was like, you know who he looks like? She's like, who? And I'm like, he looks like Bobby. Like, it's so weird. It was so weird how it came over me this morning. So weird. So anyway, whatever. So just add that to another one of my biases. So anyway, like I was saying, now I'm on a tangent, but anyway, it'll be interesting to see how they direct their questioning towards Amber's people.
Same 3 texts over and over and over again. I don't know why there weren't any objections to that. I get to the point where I wanted to yell about them badgering the witness. Also,
you know what? It's so crazy that she says that, because I remember watching live. I'm like, dude, like, what is happening? Like, Amber's lawyer, like one of the males, he's such a douche. Like, you can tell that, man. Listen, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't call him a douche or, say anything disparaging, because he's just doing his job. Whatever. I shouldn't base my opinion on him as a person based on how he's getting paid to do his job. Okay. Now, having said that, he's obviously good at his job because he has a side to him. And I don't know his name. And I probably, I think maybe she actually brings it up. Or maybe I'm thinking of Emily D. Baker. I think Emily D. Baker is actually the one that makes reference to him a lot versus Danny. But he just has like a very like confrontational presence about him. Like, he's not rude, but then he kind of is, or I guess you can interpret him as being kind of rude because of the way that he frames certain questions. There's a way that he has, like, there's definitely the one thing that I have learned about watching this is actually the reason why I continue to watch it so closely, is that it's teaching me a lot about law and how to handle yourself in these types of situations. But the one thing I've noticed is there are so many ways to ask the same fucking question. There are literally infinite ways, infinite possibilities on how to ask someone the same fucking question. That's literally my takeaway. Once all this is said and done with, I'm like, they literally asked this lady the same question in 100 fucking different ways. Like, it's so insane.
Side note, but yesterday was jury selection, and apparently all the jurors said that they didn't really know Amber, but they knew who Johnny was. Many of them couldn't even name her movies. Not that a jury should be able to name movies, but anyways. So today, Amber's team was like, I know many of you don't know Amber, but let's introduce her to you. So we got a bio on Amber, like, super quick. But back to Chrissy's testimony. She spoke on an incident between the couple that, quote unquote, really stuck with her. Chrissy said that her and Johnny have been having a meeting with Dior for a perfume or cologne contract, and that Amber had kind of rushed in. Now, they weren't supposed to be talking to anyone about this deal yet. But of course, Johnny told his wife, and apparently she freaked out and said that he didn't even have any style, and she wasn't sure why Dior even wanted him. Johnny Depp, no style. Got it. But that's the end of my quick thoughts for today, but I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye.
Hi, I was in the courthouse with...
Okay, and on to the next. Oh, wait, no. Got it. We'll just do it this way. Oh, here. Oh, yeah. Is this... Yeah. Emotional testimony from Johnny Depp's friend, Isaac Baruch, about Amber Heard's alleged lies.
About the phony pictures that were taken and put in tabloids, and about the fake narrative, and about and the way she's trying to got a fraudulent DV claim to extort and blackmail a man. yeah, that kind of got me
Pretty angry with it.
frustrated, confused, angry, upset. Yes, which is why I said the best thing for us to do is not to talk to each other.
Okay. And,
Yes.
And was
Fair.
it fair to say you're still angry with her?
Oh, you know something?
Listen, I felt him in that moment, you know something, because you want to say, like, listen, I know what you're trying to get at, but the truth of the matter is, if you were in this situation, you would be affected by it too. Don't try to paint this that I'm just some fucking angry artist, still, you know, starving, but at least Johnny Depp gives me a place to live so I can, you know, fucking paint my gorgeous, gorgeous murals. But don't pretend, lady, like you wouldn't also be affected if you were also in the situation. Like, come on.
It's 6 years.
But
It's
we just heard you
6
give your
years.
version.
Am I angry anymore? I'm not, you know, what I am.
Honestly, his response is the most honest fucking response to this scenario. Seriously, you literally can't get more honest than his response. He's like, this was 6 years ago. Okay, was I annoyed then? Yes. Am I still mad about it now? No. Would I even be thinking about that fucking shit from 6 years ago had this situation of this lawsuit not been a thing right now? No, I would never give it a second thought. But I literally have to sit here and be bothered with this fucking nonsense, you know, that you two are dragging all of us down in, you know, like, that's what he kind of wants to say, because I'm pretty sure he's obviously Johnny Depp's friend. And I'm pretty sure still there's a part of him that kind of wants to be like, you know, Johnny, drop this shit just to like let it go, but then also justice for you, you know, get you know, like prove your innocence and, you know, clean up your name, you know, don't let this fucking, you know, girl destroy your name and your family. Like, I get all that, but this was just the most honest way that he literally could have responded, because this lady's obviously trying to, like, you know, lead him into a trap, you know, and be like, well, you're just going to say whatever you want to say just to make him look good, because, you know, that's the defense's attitude.
I'm not, you know, what I am is tired, and I want this all to end.
When he said what I am is tired, like when I was watching that as it happened, I'm like, I get it. I fucking get it.
Her to go heal, him to go heal. You know,
yes,
so
they
many
both just
people
need to heal.
Have been affected by this malicious lie that she started and she created, and it's gone out the door and around the world. And so I can't even paint anymore. I've stopped painting for the last who knows how many.
That made me sad when he had said that. He's like, I can't even paint anymore. And a lot of people can probably interpret that as like, he's just being fucking dramatic. But the thing is, it's like, if you're not a person who can expect the expression of creativity through painting or writing or things like that, if you're not somebody that can appreciate that or just has like a reverence for it in your mind, you can look at a statement like that and just be like, this fucking dude, like, so annoying. But the truth of the matter is that I guarantee you that, you know, he's someone who's very passionate about his creativity, and he truly feels that he just can't physically bring himself to find the inspiration to engage in his art right now, because this won't end, you know, just because we don't hear about it happening every day. The people that are involved in this shit, you know, like, you're hearing about this shit every day. Like, you're literally living this trial. If you're a part of this trial, you're living it as much of it as Johnny Depp is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're there from beginning to end. And since this has been something that has been going on for years, like, I have to imagine that Isaac is somebody that is just so incredibly affected by it, and would explain why he's going to get as emotional and as he's about to get.
The last who knows how many years, and that's affected by stuff. I'm not angry at anybody. I want the best for her to take her responsibility, heal, and move on. And for Johnny, you know, his family has been completely wrecked by all of this stuff, and it's not.
And the thing about if it is that like both sides are affected. Both Amber's side and Johnny Depp's side are both incredibly negatively affected by this scenario. Whether or not she was the one that started it, you know, or is faking it or whatever the fuck, obviously is left up to interpretation. We'll see how it plays out in conversation as the trial goes on. We've got 6 weeks of this shit. We're on week 2, so we got 4 more. So, you know, anyway, I lost my train of thought as I always do, you know, stoner brain.
It's not fair. It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from this. It's insane.
And Mr. Baruch,
how this happened.
And Mr.
That shit broke me. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, everybody that was watching it, I'm pretty sure it broke them just the same. You know, obviously, if you're human and you're sensitive to, you know, somebody expressing their emotions, I would imagine that was something that touched you in a positive way, as it did for me. What they obviously didn't show here that had gotten me a little annoyed is that a little bit after this, like the lawyer from Amber Heard's side that's cross-examining him here, I can't stand her. Like, I hate the way how she's just like, the thing of it is that they're on. Sorry, I'm just like wanting to burp and then like I don't know what's going on within me right now. I'm like, I'm drinking all this water. It's not carbonated, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I forgot what my point was. Like, my burp or whatever was like distracting me from my point. Okay, now I remember. So there's a moment after this where basically she is talking to the judge. I think there is an objection that's called, and she's talking to the judge, and she's like, well, Your Honor, this is relevant, you know, because he just had a whole outburst and, you know, got all crazy. And she's like trying to make him seem like so irrational because, you know, he got emotional in that moment. And I was like, you dishonest fucking bitch. Like, shut up. Like, and it just really, really, really painted like a really good picture of how slimy defense attorneys can be. Man, listen, I never want to be sued. I never want to be in court. I never want to deal with this shit. I've been on jury duty multiple times and I've never gotten chosen, thankfully. But I've been through the process, you know, the selective process and all the waiting and things like that. Like, I've been very much went through it. But I would never want to, you know, be on a jury of a case like this. Like, this is insane. I can't imagine being a part of a group of people that have essentially someone's life in your hands. I don't like that. I really don't. I can't handle that kind of responsibility. Okay. Like, as somebody who was born in the 90s and had 90s trauma and has followed me all throughout my entire fucking life, like, as somebody who's just so like emotionally messed up, like, I can't handle something like this. I literally can't. I can't.
About the phony.
I forgot I already finished it. I was already about to sit and watch the whole thing again. Sorry. All right, so here's trial day 2.
Exhausted quick recap of my thoughts of being in the courthouse with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp today. This is day 3 of the 2 of them being in the actual courthouse. Today we finished up with Chrissy Dombrowski's statement, which is Johnny Depp's sister and personal manager. I got tons of notes on everyone's statement today, but let's just do the quick stuff. We started off with Amber's lawyers still questioning Chrissy about the same freaking text messages that they were questioning her about yesterday. But today, Ben Chu was on the freaking ball, and he was objecting all over the place. Because Chrissy was sticking to her guns, we got to hear the words.
Right. That was one of the points that I wanted to make earlier. It was so annoying because even to me, somebody who's not like legal minded at all, other than like basic shit, it was very noticeable to me that Johnny Depp's team was not as making themselves readily objecting. You know what I mean? Like they just weren't as active. You know, Amber Heard's side is just like they're objecting to everything. They don't want anybody to say shit because you know, let's not make our fucking you know, our defendant look bad. Objection, Your Honor. Foundation. I feel so smart walking around the house now, and I'm just like, objection, Your Honor. Foundational. Speculative. Obstruction of justice. Okay, well, we haven't necessarily gotten obstruction of justice, but you get the point. Like I'm just walking around the house just like saying random like legal jargon, and my mom's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, it's the Johnny Depp case, Mom. Don't you understand the importance of this?
That I really wanted to hear, which was asked and answered. So move on. They then tried to bring text between Amber and Christie into court. But they wanted to redact Amber's text.
Her transitions are so funny. I just realized, like, the bed plop.
So we would just have Christie's messages. That was denied. Thank you, Judge Penny. Amber's lawyer then asked Christie the brilliant question of how Johnny Depp was able to secure a doctor for a next day appointment. This was his private personal doctor, Dr. Kipper, who specialized in concierge medicine. Meaning this man comes to you. So that's how. She was trying to make it seem like there was an emergency with his addiction, but okay. And they really tried to push the fact that she's employed by her brother as why she's backing him. But like she says, she gets a salary. So when they said, oh, your money improves when his career improves, she was like, no, it's a salary. It's a set annual salary. Like, what the heck? Now, at the end of the day, they were just kind of confirming some video messages and everything, but the real, true, emotional testimony came from someone called Isaac. Isaac's been friends with Johnny since the
real
80s,
MVP.
and they remain friends even after the two of them moved from Florida to LA. Isaac moved away and then he came back and he's still friends with Johnny. And Isaac actually lived with the couple in their penthouses for almost 4 years. The same as a lot of Amber's friends and family, all of whom live there rent-free. Johnny paid for them.
Johnny let me live in fucking penthouse 3 rent-free. Shit. Let's do it. I'll do a lot of painting. I'll do whatever you want. Shit. I'll become a millionaire overnight real quick. Shit. If you just give me penthouse 3, shit. That'll be all the inspiration I need. Senor Depp. Let me be your lifelong friend. Por favor.
Isaac said he loved Amber and he loved Whitney, and he always saw Amber and Johnny being really lovey to each other. Never witnessed any physical violence. He also said that during the week that this was all over the press, he saw Amber Heard several times with no bruise on her face. That's a lot of people's testimony. Then Amber Heard's lawyer started asking him about if he knows Amber's makeup routine or what skin tint.
All I'm gonna just say is Amber better hope that there's no fucking way that Johnny can prove that she's orchestrating this. Because the thing of the matter is that whoever loses this case, they're both still going to look really bad. But if Amber Heard loses this case and her credibility is just shot, and they're able to prove that she faked all this fucking shit, I don't know how they can do that. But if they can, it would be some fucking shit. So, it's ugly on both sides. But so far, having seen everything that I have up to this point, I feel Johnny deserves more justice. I'm sorry. It might be a hot take, might not. I don't know. Whatever. That's just how I feel.
Cheeses or what creams? Obviously not. In fact, Isaac said he found out from the press when this happened. She also wanted to know if Isaac knew how talented Amber was with makeup, and he said, she can't be that talented since she takes her friend who's a makeup artist with her everywhere. I love Isaac. I wanted this, but I want to add this.
True statement.
You know, his family has been completely
it's a fair
wrecked
statement.
by
It really
all
is.
of this stuff, and it's not fair. It's not right what she did and what happened for so many people to get affected from this. It's insane.
And Mr. Baruch,
This how this happened.
I'm sorry, but that was like the most honest fucking moment that I've seen so far. Seriously. I mean, obviously I've seen a lot of Johnny Depp's testimony at this point. But Isaac Baruch seems like that was such an honest fucking answer. Like with watching Johnny, I haven't hit a point where I don't believe him, but in watching and listening to the way that he's talking and the way he's like presenting himself and giving his testimony, it seems like it's very calculated in the sense that he's very much in his head. Like he's just so stuck in his head, and he's not like he's speaking from the head and the heart, but he's leading with hyper focusing on what's the most appropriate thing to say next, not in the sense that he's making it up, but the fact that he just wants to be able to say his case in the most perfect way possible that'll get him a win. I mean, obviously that's why you're suing somebody, because you want to win. That's literally the purpose. Whether or not he's wants to make like some political statement or standing up for men, whatever, whether or not that's like a side intention, who knows, whatever. That's not up to me to talk about. But just based in the fact that he's somebody who's fighting for something that they strongly believe in, it's very noticeable that he's just he's very in his head. He's very in his head, and he's just really trying to be very measured in how he delivers his testimony.
and Mr.
Exhausted quick recap of my thoughts of being in the courthouse with Amber Heard.
One's done outside the courthouse.
Good morning from the courthouse where Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial is going on right now. The sun has not even come up yet. We are lined up to go in for a trial. We're public spectators. A lot of you think I'm a jury. No way. I'm a way too bad.
Whoever thinks that she's a jury is fucking stupid. She literally wouldn't even be able to TikTok. Like, what are you talking about? Like, who are these people? Fucking children? It has to be. She's on TikTok, so it has to be like the dumb kids. They're just like, oh, you're in the courtroom, so you must be the one deciding Johnny Depp's fate. Tell Johnny I said hi. It's like, it doesn't work like that.
I'm a way too bad.
It's court is public. Like, you literally can just be a spectator to, like a fucking, I was going to say, like, if the president like had some shit going on, but that you wouldn't be able to do because, Secret Service will, they won't let you. Okay.
I'm way too biased to be a juror on this jury. A lot of you know I run a true crime account now, but I started as Justice for Johnny Depp. But since a lot of you have been interested in my updates, and I will have an update about what we witnessed in trial today, I wanted to let you know that on
that's
my
how I
podcast,
came across her channel.
We are going through the case through the court documents.
Channel.
We're literally.
I agree with pretty much everything she says. She makes great points. She just seems like she's just a very no nonsense type of person. So it's just like, hey, if Amber is able to prove some shit, then hey, whatever, then more power to you, then sorry that you went through that, and you are heard. But I don't know. I'm holding out full opinion until we get to that portion of the lawsuit, her side of the lawsuit.
Through the court documents. We're literally taking Amber's witness statement and Johnny's witness statement and reading both of them and kind of pulling things out of them and pulling it apart. So if you want a deep dive from this case and something for kind of beginners, like I'm explaining the case to my friend Max, who hasn't heard about it at all, make sure you head over to our podcast, Innocent Till Tipsy. It's streaming wherever you get your podcast. I'll see you guys tonight for another update. Bye! Amber also says that this was like a 3-day hostage type situation. And then another thing that doesn't make any sense to me. So this is in the bathroom. This is an adjoining bathroom to the bedroom that she said she barricaded herself in. So she's saying he did this at night while she slept. She was barricaded. How the hell did he get in there?
Yeah, if it's the bathroom that's attached to her room.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't, obviously he did this, but I'm saying, like, your story isn't adding up here, dear. Like, it's not making any sense.
Yeah, like something's missing. Like, obviously, the act clearly happened because there is a picture depicting the act, but how you're saying it came about seems a little suspect. It's a little sus. It's a little sus, Miss Heard. It's a little sus. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best albums of all time. Okay.
Morning from the courthouse where Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial is going on right now.
Over. All right. Johnny Depp trial number 3.
Hi, third day in court with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I am super exhausted, but I want to give you all some of my quick thoughts on what went on in the courtroom today. So let's go. Okay, so the first witness in today was Kate James.
It's the plopping on the bed. I just think it's so funny. It's she's just like finding all these different transitions to like keep you engaged. I love it.
Kate James is infamous in this case, and it was so cool for me to see her and hear her speak about this, just because I've read her witness statements a million times. She's Amber Heard's assistant that claims that Amber stole her blank story, and we didn't even get into that today. And I'm not sure why that's been redacted or why it's not being talked about or if it will be talked about in the future, but that's super interesting in and of itself. Kate had a video deposition, which means it had been recorded prior to this.
This lady's video deposition was fucking great. There was a moment where she called out the dude that I can't fucking stand, where she's just like, that's not what I said. You're trying to put words into my mouth, and I don't appreciate that. And I was like, yes, call that motherfucker out. Now, having said that, I don't know how the jury thought about that situation, obviously, but I know that me as a spectator at home, I was like, yes, bitch, yes, call that motherfucker out.
And she did not seem to be having it with Amber Heard's lawyers.
She sure was.
At one point, not what I said, you're trying to put words in my mouth. She also said Amber was super insecure in her own relationship with Johnny. She relayed to the court that if she was having friendly chit-chat with Johnny and Amber spotted to her, she would get the evil eye and would just walk away from him because she knew. She also felt like Amber Heard lashed out at her a lot, said that it was for no reason, just someone that...
What you saying when my man talking about? What is you talking about with my man while I'm not present? You are my personal assistant, and this is not a polyamorous relationship. Get your ass out. Get your ass out. That's literally what Amber Heard said.
And she often observed Amber being abusive towards her mother, Paige Heard, who has passed since then, and said that Paige was terrified by Amber, and she's not the only witness to say that. Then we moved on to Dr. Laurel Anderson. This was the couple's clinical psychologist.
We get it. Amber Heard's a bitch. That's why it doesn't look good for you, sweetie. It doesn't look good for you at all.
She had a lot to say, but here's some quick thoughts. She said Amber had a jackhammer style of talking and would cut Johnny off a lot. Said he couldn't keep up with her.
Yeah, that's not. Now she's getting to the therapist. So the therapist obviously is somebody who would be able to have a really good idea about the dynamic between Johnny and Amber, like what the truth of it is, not something that's like shielded behind what they want you to know about them. You know what I mean? So it was really interesting, a lot of the things that she was saying and a lot of what she was testifying to, as to the fact that Amber was somebody that just had a real she's somebody who had a real abrasive way of conducting herself in conversation, and over talking Johnny and kind of like making him seem like very small in the room, and not as engaging. And that's kind of like the whole purpose of therapy, to be able to engage with your therapist and talk about the issues. And he's just, sitting there and just being quiet and not really wanting to say anything because of her presence. And she then testified to the notion that when Amber was not present, that he, I don't want to say like livened up, but he just had a certain level of relaxation that came over him where he was able to accurately voice what it was that he was feeling, what his concerns were, in an open and honest way, and not be gaslit by his wife or, ex-wife at this point.
He couldn't keep up with her rapid fire way of talking and he felt overwhelmed often. Also said that Johnny's a very verbal man when no one is interrupting him. Now, she did say that Amber alleged that Johnny physically abused her, but she only did this when Johnny wasn't there, like at their couples therapy. Now, you can see that two ways. You can see it as, well, Amber was lying, or you can see it as she was too afraid to talk about it in front of her abuser. I mean, honestly, I could do a whole podcast episode on this one thing. Dr. Laurel also mentions mutual abuse. I mean, this is why I tell you all, look at the actual court documents yourself and come up with it. She's a clinical psychologist. She knew the couple, but she was not supposed to be the judge or jury. You need to look at it yourself. Y'all know my thoughts, especially since Amber lies an awful lot, and we'll get into that tomorrow. You just hold your horses on that one. But Dr. Laurel said that Amber was often the instigator and she started a lot of the fights. She also said that Johnny would try to de-escalate fights far more often than Amber ever would. She also said that at one point in time, Amber asked her, will she have the advantage if she leaves him? By filing for abuse first. Girlfriend was gonna get that bag. My opinion, don't come for me. Dr. Laurel literally said in her notes that she thought that this was Amber strategizing her exit. Then one of Johnny's witnesses took the stand, Gina Deuters, who is the wife of his assistant, Stephen Deuters. Her entire statement
Gina Deuters, literally my favorite name. My favorite name of the whole thing. Deuters. Gina Deuters.
And her entire statement was struck from the record. Poor thing was so nervous.
That shit was so insane. Like, literally, like, how the fuck do you let this happen? How the fuck, honestly, do you let this happen where you don't make sure that your fucking witness understands that she's not supposed to watch this shit happening on court TV days before she's gonna take her turn to fucking take the stand? You mean to tell me that nobody understood that they were supposed to make sure that she understood that? Like, that blew my mind. Like, Johnny Depp, here's Johnny Depp paying millions. Okay, because let's not fucking be naive to the fact that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are paying millions of dollars in legal fees. Millions of dollars. This has been going on for years, okay? And you mean to tell me that nobody secured the fucking witness? It was so annoying. She was literally yeeted. She was literally yeeted from the courtroom. So stupid.
Because there was a lot today. There was a lot. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi, third day in court with.
On to the next.
Stories that I can't believe Amber Heard's lawyers are still sticking with after the United Kingdom trial. Let's go, let's go. So in our opening statements, one of Amber's lawyers, Elaine, said, y'all want to talk about donations? Let's talk about donations. To which I say, yes, Elaine, let's. This, right? When Amber Heard and Johnny Depp divorced, she got a settlement, which she promised to two charities. She was going to split it down the middle, the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. She did this to say that she was never interested in the money from Johnny, and it didn't play a role in why she was divorcing him. Even though her lawyers wrote him basically an extortion letter, the week that she filed for divorce, asking for a Range Rover, 3 of his own personal penthouses that are beside his other 2. So was she trying to still continue living with him after this? She was expected to pay everything for utilities, everything, along with a sizable monthly fee for her. And if he didn't agree to all of this, she would go public with her abuse claims, which also lines up with what her psychotherapist said yesterday in court, where Dr. Laurel said that Amber had asked her if she would have the advantage if she left and filed for abuse first. When Dr. Laurel was questioned on this, she said she felt this was Amber strategizing for her exit. Gotta keep up with that lifestyle, but anyways, I'm getting off point. Then went on a talk show in late 2018 saying that she had donated that money and that she wanted nothing from the marriage. Lined up with her witness statement for court, she said, and the entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity. Was donated being the key words there. Only Problem is, she has no receipts of this. Now, there has been small donations made, not the full $7 million at all. I think $250,000 is what we have receipts for. And that was made in Amber's name, not by Amber, which is just a little laughable. But what Elaine said in her opening statement was what she argued to the court in the United Kingdom in 2020. Amber hasn't been able to fulfill that donation pledge yet because Johnny has been suing her. She's been forced to spend millions of dollars defending Johnny's accusations. Except, here's the thing. Johnny paid her the final amount of her divorce settlement installment in February of 2018. It wouldn't be until June 2018 that he launched his case against the Sun, but that wasn't even against Amber. In October of 2018, she went on that talk show where she claimed she wanted nothing and that she had already donated the settlement. 2018, she wrote this op-ed for the Washington Post, which is why we are in court now. Johnny is suing her for defamation over this article. He wouldn't sue her until March 2019. So she was paid February of 2018, beginning of that year. And he didn't sue her until March 2019. Make that make sense, Elaine.
Make it make sense, Elaine.
Lawyers.
That's what I'm saying. Make it make sense. Make it make the fuck sense. Oh, this is audio between them. All right. So yeah, I've already. Wait, stop it. There we go. This honestly, when I first heard this, I mean, here's the thing. The fact of the matter is that both of them, literally both of them, played a role in the toxicity in this marriage. It's clear. It is clear that they both play a role, right? But whether or not one holds more of the weight in that toxicity, only they will know. Only Johnny Depp and Amber Heard know the truth to that, okay? But the fact of the matter is that we have a case here of Amber Heard being sued because Johnny is accusing her of defaming him with the article that she put out. So he has to prove that indeed that's the case. In my small mind, who's not legal minded, okay, hear me. I can think of a lot of reasons why, or a lot of reasons how he can prove it, a lot of scenarios, or a lot of ways that he can prove it. But you know, again, that's like I was saying earlier, you know, I'm really watching this as close as I am because it's really teaching me a lot about law, and you know how these court cases really separate information. Like that speculation, you can't say anything about that. That's hearsay. You can't say anything about that. Everything is based in fact. So he obviously has the burden of proof to be able to prove that fact. Her writing this article was the cause of him losing everything. And to me, in my mind, I'm like, well, can't you just like fuck it? Just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Subpoena somebody from fucking Warner Brothers and be like, yo, why did you fire Johnny Depp? And he'll be like, oh yeah, I read that fucking piece that Amber Heard wrote, or, you know, I read that piece that Amber Heard put out. And it was like, fucking Marvel, and I wanted to stand by her because, you know, Mira for the win, justice for Mira, right? You know, and then bam, Johnny Depp wins. But obviously, you know, it's like a super simplistic way. But I mean, as funny as that sounds, like, why isn't it that simple? You know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't it that simple to call somebody from the employer or to subpoena somebody from the employer to be like, yo, why did you let him go? You know what I'm saying? And well, as I said it, now I'm thinking like, well, if they like, well, I was going to say, if they like Amber and don't like Johnny, then obviously they're going to be more on her side. But the thing of it is that Johnny Depp is obviously more beneficial to Warner Brothers than Amber Heard, because Amber Heard was just a big fat nobody before she got together with Johnny Depp for his name and notoriety. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's get into this horrendous phone call. It's 4 minutes.
I can talk about all of this.
Do you believe all this, Amber? Do you believe all this?
Oh, yeah, the fuck out of yes.
You believe I'm an abuser. You believe I'm an abuser.
In May, in December, in April.
Do you believe you're an abuser? Do you believe you abused me physically?
do I physically believe? I mean, do I believe I physically abused you?
Yes.
Do you know I'm 115? Well, not anymore, but I was 115.
I remember hearing this part of it, and I was like, "You're such a fucking dishonest bitch. Like, you're literally gaslighting him. Like, you're legitimately like he's asking you a simple question, and instead of directly answering and being like, "No, I didn't abuse you," like you're delusional. Because if it was me and I was on the other end of that phone call and I knew I was innocent, I'd be like, "Dude, you're crazy. You're delusional. You are insane. You are so fucking like far from the truth. Like, I don't even understand how you exist." If I knew that for a fact what I was saying was legitimately 100% the truth, I would literally be bitching him out, calling him crazy, telling him he needs to be locked up. He has no idea what he's talking about. But no, instead, her response to that fucking question is, "Do you?" I'm like, I was like 100. I have the capacity as a 115-pound female to abuse you. Really? It's like, just answer the fucking question, bitch. Because like with that response, I'm like, well, you know what? Actually, I do believe it. I do believe it based on that response, because you can't be fucking direct. You're scooting around it because it's just you're trying to answer the question without answering the question, and in doing so, I mean, I feel like I got the answer.
I was 115 pounds. I'm a 115-pound woman, and you're gonna say I have the capacity of you.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
Thank you. It's not the fucking question. It's not. Johnny, stand up for yourself, damn it.
That's not the question.
And here and listen to this. Have I ever been able to knock you off of your feet or off your balance? Why on earth would you ask that question unless you hadn't done it? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she just makes me so mad. Like, the more that like comes out from this case and the more that I kind of like just watch her expressions and things like that, like she just seems like such a slimy, fame, fucking hungry individual. I was literally going to be very, very inappropriate, and I will refrain from saying what I was about to say. Zach, shut the fuck up, and just hit play.
You started these things.
You're gonna get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she started it? Really? I have never.
Yes, he is. Yes. Like, why are you trying? Oh, she fucking infuriates me, dude. You're going to get up on the stand, Johnny, and say she started it? Really? Yeah. In fact, yeah, I am. Because you did. Like, the fuck?
Really? I have never been able to overpower you. That's the difference between me and you.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference.
Answer the question, Amber.
Why did you try?
And that's the difference that the whole world and the jury and the judge will see. Is that there is a very big difference between me and you.
So then her logic behind this is the fact that you're a man and I'm a woman. You're a man and I'm a woman, and they like, how could I possibly overpower you? I'm a woman. How could I possibly? Is that really what you're saying, Amber? Like, dude, this girl is delusional. This girl's literally so fucking delusional. It blows my mind. It literally blows my mind.
You cannot think that it's just my side. You're fucking killing me. Your fucking people are trying to kill me. You've turned me into a... My boy has to go to school. My boy goes to school and has kids go, so your fucking dad's a wife beater? You don't think about that, Am?
Yeah, and that literally could, you know, I mean, come on. Like, let's not pretend that she can't possibly understand that if it's not true, that what she's doing is life-shattering. It's life-shattering. That's why it's just, there are a lot of people that just can't fathom that she would make all this shit up. And I don't want to believe that she would be somebody who can literally fabricate this kind of crazy shit. Like, I understand that, you know, I agree that both of them were probably super toxic to each other, but there's got to be, I don't know, one stands higher than the other. One stands higher than the other. And just based on hearing a portion of this phone call, it's clear to me that she she's somebody who doesn't have the best intentions. She didn't have the best intentions in handling this phone call at all. Therefore, I can easily see how she wouldn't be able to handle an actual physical confrontation with him. Period. She can't even conduct herself over the phone where you don't even have to be in his presence. Like, seriously. If he really, really did this to you and he's just crazy and just denying it, challenge him. She's literally not challenging him and telling him, you're insane. You hit me. You literally walked up the stairs. You pushed me up over here. You hit me with the glass. So this is that, you know, like that would be me. I'd be giving specifics. I'd be like, I know you're recording, bitch. Record this. You fucking hit me here. You pushed me over here. You threw this at me over there. Get into it. Get into it. If you already know he's fucking recording you, get into it. Here, make sure you use this audio later, Johnny.
You don't think about that, Amber.
You don't think that's also my family and all the death threats?
Shut the fuck up. It's your fucking fault. Shut the fuck up.
Ugh. The immediate circle of friends and family is getting also matters, and you don't think I
death threats?
His fucking kids, his literal fucking children they're dealing with the same. They're obviously not like me, you know, went to a fucking Chicago public school where, you know, shit would get real. Obviously he's going to, you know, their kids are going to, you know, very expensive school, but that doesn't mean that just because you pay to go to school, you're refrain from bullies. Like, no, you're still going to get fucking bullied. Bullies are fucking everywhere. And, you know, especially if you're going to like one of those crazy hoity-toity schools, then you know that the kids that are bullying his fucking kids have like those insane parents that are, you know, the insane conservative fucking parents that are probably talking mad shit about him at home.
Why security come on the record and lie? Why go the proactive measure? Then why did your divorce attorney get the file for divorce, period, at all? Second, why did she have to go and get it from TMZ? Why, if you wanted it private, is TMZ being fed information literally by Laura Wasser and Martin Singer every step of the way?
But literally, the thing that gets me about that she's trying to, here's the thing, is that in the beginning, when all this shit was happening, she was the one that was leaking everything to the fucking media, talking about all this shit and not handling it private in the beginning. So when he meets you at the level that you're at, now you want to fucking challenge him and be like, if you're so innocent, why are you leaking this information? Bitch, because I'm playing you at your game. Because I'm literally playing you at your game. That's why.
My arrest record? What's next in the media? The rumors that I was a stripper? Of course I can expect that next. I've known every step.
Listen, I'm sorry again. I might be so fucking biased. I might sound so fucking biased. But the thing of the matter is that if he was guilty, if he really fucking was her abuser and beat the shit out of her and all this fucking stuff, why are you talking about this? Why are you not focusing on the abuse? If I'm literally going to verbally abuse my abuser over the phone and I know he's fucking recording me, I'm going to make sure that motherfucker pays in verbal violence, okay? Pays in verbal violence. I'm not going to talk about rumors of me being a fucking stripper. I'm going to call him a delusional, sick, twisted fuck, and I hope he's recording me tell him the truth of the things that he did to me. That's what I would be doing. And the fact that she's focusing on all this like random novelty shit and not the most egregious claim that she has, that he's an abusive person and she's a DV survivor, like, you focus on that shit if you're innocent and you're telling the truth. You focus on the truth when you're telling the truth. But when you are lying, you focus on all the things that don't matter.
I've known every step of the way, every single step of the way, everything you give him. You don't think
I give them.
It's hard to listen to this shit.
I give them.
Because you're really getting like an in-depth look to a broken marriage, and it's fucking sad. It really is fucking sad.
I'll see you in court. I will fucking see you in court. I never fucking said that. I never told anyone that. You fucking trusted me with that, and I've never fucking told anyone that. And you know what, Amber?
See, here's the thing of the conversation too, is the fact that Johnny has literally been super calm the entire time. Obviously, he knows that he's recording, so obviously he has the upper hand of being able to make himself like look a little more calm. But right here, the fact that that's what he reacts to, like he's reacting to the fact that she's telling a lie. That's what I'm saying. You get mad when someone is telling you something that didn't fucking happen. So why is she not challenging him on things that he is lying about? You know, like she's talking about all this fucking shit. Like, why are your people going to the press? Because you've been going to the press for years, and now I'm meeting you at your own game. If these things are really true, if these heinous fucking acts are really true, then confront me. Tell me off. Call me a piece of shit. Don't fucking talk about, you know, whatever the hell her name was. Fuck. I fucked that up.
This is me. This is me saying, I tried. And thank you, and I will see you in fucking court. You don't want to fucking make
there
nice
you go.
nice? I'm trying. But you know what? I loved you for so many fucking years, but you know what? You didn't exist. You don't exist. You're not there. You're not there. You were a fucking made up thing
sad.
in my head. And I can't believe you're doing this to me.
Stop.
Can't believe it.
There's no need to be cruel on top of it.
See, this is what I'm saying, dude. This is what I'm fucking saying. If he really was such the fucking monster that she's trying to paint him out to be, you wouldn't fucking be responding like this. You really wouldn't. Dude, she's so fucking guilty. I'm sorry. Allegedly. But, like, my mind's made up. I'm fucking sorry.
But cool, and I'm going to court with you.
I'm just sitting here defending myself, and it makes you so angry.
You're trying so fucking hard to defend yourself, but you're not calling him out for being a lying abuser. The only time you refer, apparently, to Johnny Depp as an abuser is when you're writing a fucking op-ed that got him fired and is literally dismantling his career little by little. Apparently, that's the only time that you can confront your abuser, if it's for the press. So fucking nuts.
Let up. You keep blaming. No, what you just said. What you just said to me. What you just said to me. You're defending yourself against me about something I didn't fucking do. And I'm not.
Bam! Got him! You're defending yourself against me about something that I didn't fucking do. Thank you very much. And instead of directly addressing it, oh, bless you, Anakin. Sorry, my dog's sneezing in the background. Instead of addressing it directly, she's literally just trying to cherry pick things to like throw into her argument to support it. But it's just not working. An intelligent mind or somebody that has like just a fraction of a fucking brain cell can literally see through this shit. And if they don't, they're fucking stupid.
This shit lasts forever.
I could expect it next. I am defending myself.
Excuse me, I'll be right.
I am defending myself.
Excuse me.
I'm defending myself to you on the phone right now, and you're attacking me.
Excuse me, I'll be right
Girl,
back.
shut the fuck. Ooh.
But can you give me 1 minute, please? May I have 1 minute, please? I'll be right back. You're gonna have to do this under oath too.
This shit is crazy. This phone call is literally fucking crazy. When I first heard that, like, it literally blew my fucking mind. Court again.
Let's talk about why these two are back in court this week. So, in December of 2018, Amber Heard wrote this op-ed for the Washington Post.
Anyway, you get the gist, right? You see, this is what's been going on. I mean, obviously, I don't want to go through everything because then we're going to be here all fucking night. And I've already been recording way too long. So, those were the most interesting of the statements. This is Johnny Depp's doctor. So he gave his testimony. It was a lot of boring shit. I mean, well, I'm just saying it was boring, just for the sake of time. Let me watch this most recent one that she did. And
I was in court today with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And today we heard about their rushed wedding, a fight that didn't happen the way someone says it happened, and Johnny Depp took the stand. So let's go! So today we heard from Keenan Wyatt, who works as a sound technician on a lot of movies that you probably know. Especially ones that include Johnny Depp, like The Ninth Gate, Rango, Pirates, but was also close personal friends with Johnny Depp and also used to vacation with his family when he was with Vanessa Paradis. He testified to a flight that happened in May 2014 from Boston to LA, where he said that actually Amber had been the aggressor. Something the psychotherapist said as well. And Sean Bett and Christy, the list goes on. Saying that Amber had even snapped at him, yelling at him, "How dare you talk to me?" Which also is backed up by a heck of a lot of statements where people felt like they were just the help with Amber. Now, Amber alleged that it was actually Johnny who was violent on this flight, but Keenan testified that he didn't see any violence on this fight, just Amber yelling. He also testified that the couple's marriage had been really rushed, which is something that Christy and a lot of other people have testified to. Even Johnny Depp's son, Jack, didn't know what was going on. Then Amber Heard's team questioned him and he made this face. And to be honest, Elaine was kind of a little messy today. Have you seen the video? There's a video going around on Twitter. I retweeted it. I can't put it on here. I'm sorry. But Elaine was trying to ruin Keenan's credibility for a while, asking him questions about his wage, how he was getting it, and if he knew that Johnny was negotiating it for him. And Keenan kept answering that no, he worked for the union, so he always got the wage that the union gave him. But get this. Elaine would then go on to ask Keenan if he knew that he was a part of Johnny Depp's contracts for movies. Like he was a part of the deal. If Johnny was there, he was there. And Keenan said he did not know. She also asked him if he knew that the salary was negotiated beforehand and inside of that contract, and he said he didn't know that. Can you imagine finding out on the stand that you had that good of a fucking friend? Like, my God. And then after 6 years of waiting, awesome. Johnny Depp took the stand and began to tell his side of the story. Yes, he explained that he's here because Amber Heard made criminal claims about him 6 years ago that had permeated the media and the world. He said that this was a complete shock to him and that it was not true. He testified that they had had arguments, things of that nature, but he had never struck her or any other woman in his life. He said he was not only doing this for himself, but also for his children, and that his goal for this trial is the truth.
That's the finger, man. Come on. I had a mineral kind of mineral spirits thrown in my nose.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and yes. It's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
Dude, she's a fucking menace, yo. Amber Heard is a fucking menace. She is literally a fucking menace, dude.
I was in court today with Johnny Depp.
Ugh, dude, that just makes me so fucking mad. Anyway, so that brings me to the article, all right? This is what he testified to today, apparently. Again, like I said, I watched yesterday and I watched, actually, I haven't watched today. I just watched yesterday. So, I'm getting messages. Apparently, from April 20th, 420. We got an article here from Variety. It says Johnny Depp accuses Amber Heard of severing his fingertip. It looked like Vesuvius. You know what? Just for search sake. Vesuvius. The fuck is that? What? Just for search sake, we're going to find out what is Vesuvius. What? Did I spell it wrong? Vesuvio. Okay, no. Okay, well, I don't know what Vesuvius is. What the fuck is Vesuvius? I don't understand. Okay, whatever. Anyway, maybe it'll explain it in the article. I don't know. Why is my exposure so gross? Hold I guess it looks a little bit better. All right. Johnny Depp accused Amber Heard of severing his fingertip during an argument in Australia as testimony continued on Wednesday in his defamation trial against his ex-wife. Depp gave graphic and disturbing testimony about the fight in which he alleges that Heard threw a vodka bottle at him, cutting off the tip of his right middle finger. Jurors were shown an image of Depp lying prone on a stretcher at a hospital emergency room and a close-up shot of the severed finger. All these bones were crushed, Depp testified, displaying his right hand for the jury. It looked like Vesuvius, whatever the fuck that is. Depp is suing Heard for $50 million, claiming that she destroyed his livelihood by leveling false allegations of domestic violence in a 2018 op-ed in the Washington Post. Heard has alleged that Depp repeatedly beat her. Okay, this is what the one you just listened to, who's not challenging him for these things. This is what she believes, or she's trying to get the rest of us to believe that he's responsible for. Okay. Heard has alleged that Depp repeatedly beat her, kicked her, and choked her over the course of their relationship. The fight in Australia is one of several that have come up during the trial. Heard has denied that she is to blame for the severed finger and suggested that Depp likely cut himself when he smashed a phone. Heard also alleged that Depp choked her and sexually assaulted her, which I should bring up is that that's a new allegation. She never said anything about being essayed by Johnny Depp until now, which is like, okay, all right, Amber, just another thing to add to not make you look good by the fact that you're just like, I mean, come on, like, give me a break. Give me it's just, and this is not to put anything towards actual survivors of domestic and SA abuse. Okay. Everybody has a voice, and you should always speak up and fight for yourself. Always fight for the truth and for your own justice. I truly believe in that. But I have to say, in this situation, I'm having a real hard time of believing her, because just there are so many aspects of the scenario that just points to her not being trustworthy. Heard also alleged, did I get that? During the fight, Depp's side has denied that allegation. The episode occurred during filming of the 5th installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise in March 2015. Depp and Heard had just been married, and there were conversations about a post-nuptial agreement. Depp said that Heard became irate, and he sought to get away from her, locking himself in a series of bedrooms and bathrooms. At one point, he said he drank a shot of vodka, and Heard hurled the bottle at him. He reconstructed the scene for the jury from the witness box, showing how he was seated with his arm against a bar when the bottle smashed against his hand. I was looking directly at my bones sticking out, Depp testified. Blood was just pouring out. He said he went into a closet and had the thought, this is not life. He said he experienced something akin to a nervous breakdown and began writing on the walls in his blood. He said he wrote little reminders from our past that essentially represented lies that she had told me, lies that I had caught her in. Depp was later taken to the emergency room, and his finger was eventually surgically reconstructed. Filming on Pirates of the Caribbean was suspended for several weeks. Depp said he initially lied about the injury, claiming to medical professionals that he had smashed the finger in an accordion-style door. Depp began his testimony on Tuesday, denying that he had ever hit Heard or any other woman. He said he was pursuing the lawsuit to clear the record of her heinous and disturbing allegations. As the testimony continued Wednesday, Depp said that the couple would often argue, and they went so far as to tape record their arguments. He said that Heard would demean him, call him a terrible father, and sometimes escalate to violence, shoving, slapping, or throwing a TV remote at his head. Ultimately, he said he would flee. Excuse me. She has a need for conflict. She has a need for violence. It erupts out of nowhere, Depp testified. The only thing I learned to do is exactly what I did as a child. Retreat. He testified that problems began to emerge in the relationship when Heard would challenge his statements or his expertise. I was suddenly just wrong about everything, he said. It was astounding how wrong I was about everything I'd experienced within the film why is this jumping around? Within the film industry or just life itself. I was sort of not allowed to be right. Which also is supported by, as we had talked about earlier, about their marriage or their marital therapist that basically testified to the fact that, he obviously had a lot of these things that he was repeating from childhood, a lot of these practices of just being that person that retreats and runs away from the argument versus facing it head on. Where did I leave? Depp had testified on Tuesday about the physical abuse he endured at the hands of his mother. The relationship with Heard brought back memories of that, he said. What enters your mind is you start to slowly realize that you are in a relationship with your mother, in a sense, he said. I know that sounds perverse and obtuse. Depp said that Heard would use intimate details of his past against him, turning his weaknesses and vulnerabilities into weapons and argument, and sending him into a tailspin of confusion and depression. He emphasized that he never responded with violence. Violence is unnecessary. Why would you hit someone to make them agree with you? I don't think it works. Fact. He said that Heard would berate him about his substance abuse. He said that the conflicts with Heard would prompt him to use more. The constant haranguing breaks you down. He said, I was more inspired by Miss Heard to reach out for a numbing agent because of the constant clashes. Depp related his account of particular incidents during which Heard has alleged he abused her. He testified about a private plane fight. I can't fucking read today. He testified about a private plane flight from Boston to Los Angeles in May 2014. Heard has accused him of kicking her and slapping her on the flight, but Depp denied that, saying instead he had retreated to the bathroom and went to sleep after she tried to instigate a fight. See, that's the thing about this, is just that, like, the stories are just so radically fucking different that it's clear that one of them is not telling the truth. It's clear that somebody is lying. So whether or not, one of them gets proven to be the liar, who knows? Obviously left up to see, whatever the result ends up being. But I mean, I don't know. He also testified about a trip to his private island in the Bahamas in August 2014, where he went to detox from prescription pain pills. He said that Heard came on the trip despite his misgivings, and that she arranged to be the one to administer his medications to help with the withdrawal symptoms, which is, I mean, what is this, misery? Like, this is some scary shit. Like, she could have offed him if she really fucking wanted to. On one occasion, he testified that he was lying on a couch when the withdrawal symptoms became severe, and he pleaded with her to give him the medicine. She refused, saying it was not time yet, he said. He had rolled onto the floor and was crying while begging for the medications. This situation obviously gets a little dodgy, because it's like, obviously, if you're an addict and you're withdrawing, you're obviously going to say whatever the fuck you want just so you can get your shit. So, I mean, it could be that, but it then also could seriously be she was just like, I'm not giving you shit and you're going to fucking suffer, even though it was time for him to get his medication. Like, obviously, the only people that are going to know the truth of that is them two. No one else is really going to know what the truth of that is, unless there's some kind of, salacious voice note or something that says, like, unless Amber Heard is literally on tape talking about I purposely did this. I purposely didn't give you your medication, which obviously I don't think that would be, it would have been brought up already. That was the lowest I had ever felt as a human being, he said, because I had to say, please, please, may I have my meds? In the afternoon session, Depp's lawyers played 4 audio clips of arguments between Depp and Heard. One of the clips, Heard acknowledged hitting Depp. I did not hurt you, Heard said on the tape. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. You're a fucking baby. You're such a baby. Grow the fuck up. Depp testified that Heard had clocked him in the jaw and was trying to downplay it. In a separate incident in December 2015, Depp said that Heard was attacking him and he sought to restrain her in a bear hug. He said that there was some accidental contact in the struggle, and Heard claimed that Depp had headbutted her. Heard left the room and came back holding a tissue to her nose, saying, "Way to go, Johnny, you broke my nose." Depp said he knew that was false, and after Heard discarded the tissue, he fished it out of the trash. I inspected it pretty closely, he said. It was nail polish. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I listen, I need to finish this episode so I can go and watch him say all this shit. I've got it paused in my living room still. Depp also spoke about the fight in April 2016 after Depp had arrived late at Heard's 30th birthday party. He said that Heard had repeatedly hit him in the face and that he left their penthouse around 4:30 a.m. after one of his employees found human feces in their bed, he testified. Heard has blamed the couple's dog for the incident, but Depp testified that was not possible. That did not come from a dog, he said. It just didn't. The couple's therapist, Laurel Anderson, testified last week that Depp and Heard engaged in mutual abuse and that she gave as good as she got. Heard will take the stand later in the trial, which is expected to wrap up by the end of May. So, in closing, this is obviously a deeply problematic situation. It's obviously something that I'm going to stay glued to for the duration of the trial, simply because I think it's important to find out what the truth of this is. You know, as much of the truth, obviously, as we could possibly find, because I don't think that there's going to be like this perfect scenario where, you know, one is going to be fully right over the other. I don't think that's going to happen. I think, again, you know, as the therapist said, there's mutual abuse. But I'm just really curious to see if Johnny and his team really have this undeniable evidence that they would be able to prove that, you know, that he deserves to win this case. Because obviously this is not something that's like it's not a criminal case. It's not something where it's like, you know, there's gonna be a sentencing of, you know, him going to jail or whatever the hell, you know, for essaying her or whatever, you know. But there is going to be a shift one way or another in public opinion, because everybody's paying attention to the fact this is happening. Everybody's watching. Everybody wants to know what the outcome is going to be. And instead of being somebody who's obsessing about the outcome, I'm just really curious to see what it is that's just like, what's the evidence? I just want to see what's going to come out. Like, what is the evidence? Like, I understand the argument. The argument's very clear, you know, that somebody's lying. But I want to see what else is going to be put up as evidence to prove the case one way or the other. And also, as I said earlier, I'm really curious to see how the questioning from Johnny Depp's team is going to be handled in the reverse side of questioning people that she calls in to be testifying in her favor. That's what I'm really curious about. But anyway, that's been an episode. That's been an episode. Looking at this shit and just really observing how the legal system handles big cases like this, and just observing, being the outsider looking at just how crazy a situation can get between two people. Like, just it sucks that it's happening. It sucks for them. But all I can really say, and I'll end on this. All I can really say is that seeing something like this only helps me form better opinions about things. It only helps me form better judgment about scenarios. It only helps me form better understanding on where I don't want my life with a significant other to go. I don't ever want to be in this situation. I don't imagine anybody out there wants to be in a situation similar to this, because it's fucking terrible. It is literally terrible for both sides. It's literally destroying both the Heard family and the Depp family. Literally. Whoever's responsible to that, that's a whole different conversation. But the fact of the matter is that both families are affected. That's just it. That's it. Both families are affected. But anyway, here we are. Another episode of the Incredidrome Podcast, which is we're going to be more regular here, okay? We're going to be more regular on the channel with the Incredidrome Podcast. I've done a bit of a rebranding here on the Zach Like Jack channel. I've done a little bit of a rebrand. Well, I don't want to say rebrand, but I'm changing the direction of how I want to treat this podcast and the channel moving forward. I've had a lot of crazy personal things going on in life, and all I can say is that the reason why I'm putting this video out is because I'm at a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to attack all this. I'm ready to get my fucking voice out there, and I'm ready to bring some creativity to the damn tubes. Okay. Whether or not it's going to be creativity that you enjoy, up to interpretation, but that's okay. I accept it. But all I can hope for is that you choose to enjoy and, well, choose to join me and enjoy the journey along the way. There, I said it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on the second episode of the Incredidrome Podcast. Y'all go and have yourself a phenomenal rest of your day. I'll see you later. Kisses.